Welcome everyone on YouTube. There'll be about an hour before the podcast. This is just fair warning. I had a couple people last time comment like, man, why the delay? Why the delay? I don't want to wait 13 minutes to watch the podcast. Well, tonight you're going to have to wait an hour. So we're not starting for another hour, but I wanted to stream a little, talk about the patch, see what's going on, how everyone thinks of it. We'll probably be talking about it a little bit on the podcast as well. So we may double dip a bit, but I'm really interested to hear what they think of it as well. It seemed a little light in my initial opinion, but yeah, not much has really changed, honestly. So let me get all the chats right. I see your Mercy. Get all the chat rights. YouTube should be live. We're over there tonight as well. Nice. Okie doke. And making sure YouTube's good and thriving. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, so people will be able to chime in on YouTube. Hopefully Elon doesn't just completely fuck me around tonight. I've already noticed a few little hiccups, so maybe by the time the podcast rolls around it'll be better. You just never know. I just never know. If I press that live button, literally anything could happen. It could be a great night, it could be like a really terrible one with it bouncing everywhere or whatever, right? So right now it's absolutely atrocious. I'm dropping like hundreds of frames, so yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a second. I want to see if I can check. It is like a kind of overcast shitty day, so maybe it's gonna be that kind of night, or it's just like friggin' around for once. What's going on with that? I see your script. Yeah, so podcast is in an hour. Did you see that last clip of Soapy and the Timmy God Steven? No. He did make a new video, though. I haven't watched it yet. I was trying to get a whole bunch of shit done today because, my wife's away for a few days, so it's gonna be a busy couple days for me. Yeah, my upload's just, like, bouncing over the place. It's so good. Oh, I bet it is. I'm surprised he found him again, honestly. Especially with, like, the player base being as crazy as it's been. Yeah. I really hope Starlink doesn't fuck around. I don't know. I don't think it's because I'm multi-streaming either. I really don't think it is. It just started to have problems, like, the second I went live. So. Yeah, no signal received. So. That is not a good one. That is not a good sign. Give it a moment. We will survive, hopefully. It is picking up a different satellite. Lock in, Elon. Come on. I believe in you. Weird. The second I pressed live, it said, like, I had an outage, which is weird. Surprised it's even still working at all. Might not be a bad thing. Sometimes it would switch satellites, like, midstream, and, really screw me. So, hopefully everything smooths out. I was honestly, like, really disappointed. We'll look at the patch first, maybe while it's doing some stuff. We don't really get a chance to look at them while we're talking on the podcast because we're playing the game. So I am going to go take a look at it and discuss it a little bit. It was honestly not quite what I was expecting. And I think a lot of people probably share the same opinion. Maybe a little too light. A little too light. Looking at my Starlink dish, hoping that it's not, like, blocked by something random. Alright, let's see here. Honestly, I have no idea what's going on. Starlink's been really good the last couple nights, and then, of course, right? Podcast night, trying to do a stream, and I'm hit with this shit. Alright, so there we go. Should be pretty much all of it, yeah. Okay. You guys can see all that. It's a little bit, messed up, but just a sec. There we go. Gonna move myself or just remove the camera maybe or put myself in a different spot. There we go. Excellent. Excellent. Man, frame drops 37%. Holy shit. Come on. Why are you doing this? Crazy, crazy, crazy. I did, like I said, I did have like an outage, so normally that means like something funky's going on where it's trying to like pick up a good signal. I've had this happen before where it just fucks around for a while. We'll talk about the patch, see if it moves on. I hate looking over and seeing that it's like stuttered for you guys. It drives me absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. It's just like, it's so frustrating to try and like stream and do stuff, and you can't even like rely on your internet connection. Like, you can do everything fine on stream, but it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. And just to think, like 6 to 8 months ago, I was streaming with no problems because my internet service provider wasn't a dickhead. And then they decided to change their minds. I see you, Miss Stays Alive. Mrs., welcome. Yeah, so patch. Whole bunch of like whatever. Whole bunch of whatever. Couple like interaction issues and Pavis issues or whatnot. And then I see no Mac. If a ratio is barely setting on all, yeah, it's just teetering on being horrible. Like, we're at like 3K bitrate when we should be at like 4.5, 5K. That's what's frustrating me. Yeah. So it's just on the cusp of being like real dog shit. I'm guessing the quality would be horrible if I was actually playing the game. Anyway. Awesome, we got a new ladder. We got a new ladder placement. Very nice of them. Rat form also squeaks a lot. Interaction with player corpse. This one is crazy. This one's actually crazy. I don't know. As a solo player, this kind of sucks. But if you're in trios and it keeps people from looting corpses like from your team, you know, I could see that being kind of cool. I watched a bit of it today and I played a bit. In solos though, it's just like another opportunity to get third-partied, you know? Like you just get a kill, you're trying to pull some meds off a guy, fight the next guy or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, by the way, it's gonna take you 30 seconds to even open that guy's inventory. So, I don't know. It is pretty slow. Yeah, it's a lot slower than I thought it would be. It is interesting. Like, I witnessed Repose and them playing, and it was Repose. It might have been Jay. One of the trios anyway. And they had like a guy trying to loot his buddy's corpse and just get the hell out of there, but he couldn't because the interaction speed was so slow. So like, the guy couldn't really just jump in and decide, oh, I'm gonna loot this body and just disappear. So that's kind of cool for trios. It might help some of the stream sniping and like rogues just picking everything clean, I guess. So that it's a good change for that. And in solos, I don't really know. It seems solos will be a little interesting to see how that plays out. Slows the game down a bit for sure. Health cost on Warlock. Yeah, that changed a little bit. I didn't think anyone was playing Demon Form, so it makes sense. It's horrible for solos? Yeah. That's what I was wondering. But the big change, the one we've all been waiting for. Cleric's blunt weapon mastery physical attack bonus has been changed from 15% to 10. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And that's all we have for basically big nerfs. Yep. Rat now squeaks more. Lycan got a buff. Kind of cool. Some armor pen changes on daggers, which is like, okay, fine. The weird thing is, before this, you could actually just buy a dagger that had like 5 or 6 armor pen rolled on it. I think it was up to like 8% or 7%. So you could actually get more armor pen before than you can now. On daggers, but it's innate, so it's not like you're wasting a stat roll on it. So, it's kind of funny. But, I mean, if you want to, like, search for stuff with armor pen, you would have been paying for that one stat. Now you can get armor pen and 2 other stats on, like, a blue. So, that's kind of nice. But then, magically, we get armor or magic pen on staff Crystal Ball and Spellbook from 15%, 10%, and 5%. It doesn't... I get it. I guess they're trying to make it so people can't, like, build so much MR. Like, this is like a barbarian nerf, I suppose, because they have, like, their magic resistance perk. But, like, there's hardly a world where anybody's building crazy high MR. So I don't know. I felt like magic damage was fine. Like, I was watching, like, Firebox was doing Wizard Bonk build again. So he's doing 15 magic pen. And just insane ignite damage, just W keying everyone. Very similar to, like, what clerics are doing with Smite and just W keying everyone. Like, I just don't know. Like, the way to play a magic class right now, I guess, is just face hug. And they can't get away from you. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. Like, I would get it if, like, a class other than Barbarian could build, like, decent MR. But no one really can, I don't think. Like, maybe this is, like, them trying to, like, make clerics take more damage? I don't know, because they stack so much will. They did change the, like, adjust how willpower worked. So there's, like, you'll get less MR based on your willpower now. The sweet spot curve has been adjusted. So that's kind of like a slight cleric nerf to their magic resistance. But that also kind of hurts fighter a little bit. Like, if you were, like, doing, like, off-meta stuff or trying to do, like, willpower on anything, the MR was kind of nice. And I know some people would do, like, max MR builds with willpower, with buff duration and whatnot. So that kind of got nerfed. And then the unfortunate one, PDR got nerfed. So armor rating, the upper sweet spot. So basically anything after 200 armor rating, from what I understand, is like 3 to 4% lower. So now if you're building anything like past 200 armor rating, it's 3 or 4% lower. I'm about to lose my mind with Starlink. That's all I'm gonna say. It has been 15 minutes of just complete shit. Why? Why today? I don't get it. Why today? It's not even that bad out. Nothing crazy going on. Just like a real horrible connection tonight. Unfortunate. Anyway. This kind of hurts my feelings. As a soft little fighter boy, I'm a little bit hurt by this. It's like, I understand Cleric and whatnot can build some crazy PDR. And so can Fighter, I guess, but like, most times I'd have to take a perk. Like, I have to take a perk to get like 5 or 6% PDR to get to thresholds where I thought it was like making a difference. Now it's even harder. So, basically any class that was building to like 40% PDR, which, like, I mean, some clerics are doing like light builds to like 40, 45%, like just over 200 armor rating. All that stuff's still fine. But if you want to go to the upper threshold with like heavy plate on, it's like a 3% nerf, which just seems weird to me. The PDR nerf is like 2.8% on top of the curve. It's really not that significant. No, it's just like where was it? Like, how did it become known that like a 3.8% PDR or 2.8% PDR nerf was gonna help? So like, it doesn't hurt any of the other classes like Rogue or Warlock or anything really, that if they're getting to 40, 45%, you can still do that fine. It's hurting anyone that's trying to get to like 60 or 65%. So it's like, yeah, it's only 3%, but it's really targeted towards like kind of just fighter class with their plate armor, which is weird. Especially since we now have like way more armor pen in the game. All the bows got buffed. Armor ratings got reduced. Projectile reduction got reduced on all the gear. Like, they've changed the move speed on them, but I still think with the way things are right now, if you're not at like 295 or 300 move speed in solos, you're just getting slapped around. A cleric with Morningstar is at 295. So if you're 295 with fist out, he can judgment you, he can do whatever, get you in a bad spot very, very easily. It just seems odd. Like, I don't know what prompted them. Like, it will obviously hurt like the really beefy clerics, but it's like, why does Why does all the armor rating need changed to keep people from getting to like 50%? Interesting. Like, no one's using shields, like no one's using barricade. Taunt is like super niche in my opinion, and hardly gets used. It's good at the top end, which is now harder to do. I don't know, I thought that was an odd one. It kind of hurt my feelings a little. Because I'm not sure what's happening. I mean, you can build some crazy armor pen now. Like, you can build 15-20% armor pen on a build, and then also have like 20% on your weapon, like your longbow. Or 30% on a crossbow. Like, I feel like if you're running into a lot of plate, or plate fighter became, like, popular again, there's a lot more tools now to deal with it. Not to mention Cleric, Smite, Faithfulness, Warlock, whatever it may be that just deals straight magic damage that you can't block. So now it's like, okay, well, I'll build MR, and you can't really even build, like, I think I had a dark plate on, dark leather leggings, and dashing boots on, which are like the 3 big pieces. I could get a helmet, like maybe Chapelle de Fer or Barbuda, and I was at like 27% magical damage reduction, and these are blues. So it's like I can't even get to like 30 to 35% magical damage reduction very easily at all. And now they're gonna have a bit more magic pen. Class is unplayable? Yeah, it's absolutely absurd how hard they hit Cleric. Alright, so I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I could share them in the Discord. But SDF was in, he was in Jay's chat discussing the issue, like some of the issues with Cleric and what's going on. Because it didn't make any sense why Cleric wasn't hit harder. Yeah. Basically, I see any leak. I apologize to anyone that's watching this and sees stutters. Like my bitrate is literally doing this, just peaks and valleys, every 5 seconds. I have no idea what's going on. It's the first time I've multi-streamed, but I do not think it's because of that. It's just a really fucked up day, of course. A really fucked up day. Sometimes it gets better. It should have gotten better by now. I don't really know what's going on. Anyway, so here's what the explanation was, because SDF appeared in Jay's chat. They were all doing like they're all having a conversation about it. So it was like NBoss and One Peg and Jay and Ken, and interesting, Boom. That's interesting because I'm pretty sure they said you can do that, but maybe I'm a little scared because I'm a little scared about the chat thing because Sparky just got banned on Twitch as well. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing it for a long time, and I remember One Peg did it for a while, and I was like, if he's doing it, it should be okay. It was like a gray area for a while, and I think they changed some of the rules so you could do it. But thank you for that message. It is very much a gray area. So for the podcast, I'll turn off the chat anyway, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Everyone seems to be doing it, so. Alright. Anyway. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. What's going on with my Twitch now? Something weird happened. What? Somehow my screen shifted up, and I can't get it back to where it was. Like, all my shit layout's all fucked. Boom, what have you done? Oh, God. What is this? There we go. Something weird happened there. I can't see... Huh? What the fuck is going on here? What happened? Oh, God. Okay, this is what happened. Okay, this goes here. There we go. What is going on? I clicked something and it just completely fucked my whole screen. Iron Man's joining the podcast? No. Alright, so, you always say that? It's very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Alright, so, here's what they said, basically. I've been losing weight, yeah, trying to. Losing weight, losing bitrate, all the same thing. Why can't I see my screen? Show me my goddamn stuff. It's like, it's frustrating, okay? So I have my like dashboard open, and for whatever reason, my browser is now cutting off the top half of like my browser, so I can like almost see like my follow number. I can like almost see the viewer number. I can almost see the stream time. Like, what the fuck is this? And it's scuffed. Like, it won't go back to how it was. Jesus Christ. Alright, what a terrible day so far. Fucking Elon's fucking me. Twitch is fucking me. They nerfed Fighter. And now we have to, like, live through another week of Cleric shenanigans. Okay, so to finish this story. In Jay's chat, listening to them talk about it, they're all debating why it wasn't, like, patched or buffed or nerfed or whatever. Jay was like, why the hell have they not done this? It's just so surprising, especially with Jay's, like, recent video, right? And then, you know, NBoss and 1Peg were kind of like, well, whatever, they're probably, like, working on it next week, whatever, yeah. So SDF jumps into Jay's chat and was basically like, okay, I'll try to explain this, because Jay straight up asked him, why has it not been patched? And essentially, they added faithfulness because they wanted to give Cleric a way to 1v1, like have a way to 1v1 and be competitive in like in melee or whatever fights. Which, I mean, Cleric had decent 1v1 potential with Holy Strike and Judgment and stuff, I thought, before. But faithfulness was a way to make it even stronger, so they added it. And then they're scared, they don't want to remove it, because they would rather than just like nerfing it, which is like the easy solution, they want to try to find a way to make it so like clerics can still be fun to like 1v1 with, but then also not kill the whole like concept of having clerics be strong 1v1. And what they also said was SDF and Terrence are basically the people in charge of any of the balancing, and they haven't really got a chance to like test it all out yet. Yeah, it's just, so right now it's like every game is just cleric faithfulness spam. There's teams running duo clerics and just killing everybody. Like, the balance across the board is pretty good, and then we have like a crazy outlier right now with cleric. In the past, yes, there were some crazy things in Attune with like insane damage, but every class had insane damage. Every class had additional modifiers and +2 all stats and all that bullshit. I mean, all those eras had like, it was, every class had access to a lot of the weird modifiers. There was like a few times where like wizard or even like demon form got out of hand, and they've like reined those in like immediately. Cleric, remember, this hasn't changed like at all since the game has like come to Steam. Or this wipe. So it's been almost a month. It's not like we demanded it 3 weeks ago. It's just getting a little laggy where it's like, alright, maybe they should consider some changes because half my lobbies are rogues and clerics. It's just a little weird. So, basically the explanation was, they haven't really had a lot of time to test it. They know it's super strong. SDF basically called it a cleric festival currently because they haven't had a chance to really address it. So if you have the developers calling it a cleric festival, it's a little out of tune. Yeah. Just a bit. Those were his exact words. Since we haven't been able to address it, it's been kind of a cleric festival. I should find the screenshots. I should go find the screenshots. It's crazy. It's really crazy. One sec. I'll see if I can find them. Yes, Cleric Festival. Copy image. Save image. I'll put it in my Discord. I'm gonna put this one in my Discord. Yes, okay. Yeah, Cleric Festival. Like, I mean, what else do you need for proof? I've never heard them talk about a class like that before in my life. Never in my life. So, yeah. Like, they literally went on Jay's stream just to address basically the fact that everyone was curious why there was no Cleric Nerfs. Yeah. Alright, I'll put these in my Discord, and then everyone can have them, but just so you know, I'm not being an idiot. Talking up my ass. Right now, I'm just a little bit curious if my internet's actually going to hold up. Unfortunately. I don't know, I've never had it bounce like this so hard for so long. Fighter Fest lasted for 1 day, yeah. Then they nerf sprint into the ground. They're all and old. Okay, my internet's just being complete fucked. Like, I don't even know what to do. I'm literally bottoming out with, like, no bitrate. Holy Elon. I am getting royally fucked here today. I was so excited too. I was like, damn, I cannot wait to just play the game and not have any issues. Shit's been going half decent, you know? Ugh, exhausting. Stop. Alright, yeah, F's. I'm just like, my whole thing is just completely fucked. I'm literally watching my bitrate literally just do this. Like, all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top. For the last half an hour. It's making me cranky. Yeah, okay. So, all those things you're talking about, like the Barb Fest, the Cleric, or the Rogue Fest, all those things happened long before we had 40, 50k players. Yeah. So, we're now, like, on Steam. Is it way worse than normal? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This is like 10 times worse than normal. I haven't had issues like this in, like, a month. I don't know why. So since like Steam came out, I was discussing how like balance, like the damage numbers, damage modifiers, everything feels kind of good. But for whatever reason now, I mean, Cleric has just keep getting like put aside. It's the first time in a long time I've seen that many different content creators agree that Cleric is just like super, super strong. And this is like, I mean, Cleric was strong pre-Faithfulness. So it just adds another layer. Buff others instead? Sure, yeah. I mean, I would take a 15% bonus damage to my two-handed weapons and an on-hit slow every time I swung it. Let's just give that the fighter as well, and even the odds a bit. Even the odds just a little. I don't know how you can make other things for other classes that are even like close to comparable to what Cleric has. It's basically Achilles strike every hit. It's like shield slam levels slow without having to hit them with your shield. You know? I don't understand. People are trying to say it's not that crazy, but I find it some of the most easy, simple, like, face hug meta the game's ever seen. Because everyone else, like, everything else was feeling pretty good. Like, damage across the board is not feeling too crazy, not just getting one-tapped, but now we're just getting, like, two-tapped by clerics. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm almost tempted to reset my Starlink. Because this is really pissing me off. The second I pressed live, it started having problems, so... And it just hasn't been able to recover. I might try that. Hopefully I can figure out to get the YouTube shit back to normal. We have about half an hour to the podcast, so... I just was super excited to just play the game, even though I know I'm going to go into solos and just get beat up on fighter repeatedly. The low skill ceiling, fighter class. My lobbies may not be a good representation. How did fighter get nerfed? PDR above 200 armor rating got nerfed. So if you want to look at it in the flesh, basically once you get past 200 armor rating, it's harder to get. It's like 3%. 3%, yeah. So if you imagine that would have been like probably like 46%. Yeah, it's just a little harder to get PDR. And also, there's more magic pen in the game. So you can't even build MDR as well. Like, I mean, look. We'll do this quickly. I'm going to reset my router in a second. But we'll do this quickly. Like, if I put a dark plate on, dark leather leggings, and dashing boots. Remember, you have to buy these with stats on them or you get sweet fuck all. I'm at 30% magic resist. That's not a lot. And I'm moving ungodly slow. This is with 5 move speed boots on, remember. 5 move speed boots and gloves that actually give you more move speed. I'm moving at 292, which is like, in solos, you're just going to get absolutely smacked around. You're not going to catch rangers, you're not going to catch clerics. Clerics with their weapon out are usually faster than this. So, now they also have magic pen. So there's no real... I don't see a way of building, like, magic resistance. And staying alive. Unless you're doing trios and you're just going full tank, like full fucking tank, pressing taunt, and just soaking up damage for as long as possible. That's it. And honestly, it sucks because that is, like, in my opinion, like, the most boring way to play. The most boring way to play Dark and Darker is just to be a bunch of stats sitting there, eating other stats. Like, oh, you do damage? I block damage. Okay. Oh, you do magic damage? I block magic damage. It's like, there's gotta be more fun ways to play the game than just, like, have a class be literally just all stats all the time. That is your job, to build all the infinite amount of stats and stand in the front with your shield. It's weird. Taking this stuff off in case we do trios. Alright, this isn't getting any better. This isn't getting any better. I apologize, everyone, but it's literally so dog shit and it's driving me nuts. So, I'm gonna be right back. I've been Cleric main since PT1 and Faithfulness definitely needs nerfed. Yep. Fighter seems so horrible to play. Thank you, Prince. Someone actually understands. I feel like Cleric needs to be nerfed instead of alongside buffing other characters. We don't want every character to feel as strong as Cleric is right now, or everyone will just two-shot. Yeah, that's my opinion. I just think the magic damage is super crazy. Magic damage with that amount of slow and their weapon damage. Like, I mean... Okay, I'm on another rant here, but... Morningstar... I mean, look. Arming Sword, Falchion, all those weapons that made Slayer, like, decent and good and, like, really strong and, like, a little bit oppressive, right? Have all been nerfed. So 41 damage Morningstar. Right? With 15% armor pen. And what's a Falchion? A blue Falchion. Yeah, same damage as a Falchion with no armor pen and 5 move speed faster. Okay. DM'd when you get a chance? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna restart probably in a sec. Maybe my Discord, 1 sec. Yeah. It might recover. We'll see. So, Falchion... Saw you in game earlier today. Really? I didn't play much today. I played like 2 games just to get my questing done. And then Armor Sword. With the same move speed penalty, right? What is it? 6 or 7 damage? 8? Like 8 damage lower than a Morningstar? An Ice Cave? Yeah, that was me. That was me. I always sprinted through there and got on the boat so damn fast every game. So that's... I think that's also contributing to some of the problem with Clerics. They can run like really high damaging weapons, build insane agi, and then just lock you in. Alright, I apologize. I'm going to try restarting. I don't want to reschedule the podcast, but I'm going to try restarting my internet. I'll be right back. So just like give me 5, maybe like 5 or 6 minutes. I apologize everyone that's shown up. Thank you all so much. I will discuss more of this when I come back, hopefully. I just hope it works. I mean, it's being completely atrocious right now. What fighter build am I playing right now? Halberd with, like, moderate PDR, but I'm switching to, like, maybe more fizz power to really bump up the Halberd damage, but we'll talk about that in a second. Alright, I apologize. I'll be right back. I apologize. I have to hurry. Yes, I have to hurry. Yes. I was using Morningstar on my dual-wield fighter because it was so good for the armor pen. Anyway,